Hello, hello, hello there, everyone. How are we? Excuse me. Happy Wednesday. Just as a preamble here, just in case anything happens, although I'm sure it won't, knock on wood. We've got some high winds going on here in
It sounds like a
Chicago.
haunted house over
It
here,
does.
man.
It's
Like
like,
we hear like creaking.
whoo,
It's crazy. It's almost like it's called the Windy City.
right, right. So it is very windy here. So if we buffer or drop out, just understand we'll try to be back if we can, but there might be an internet issue. I don't know. I feel like since I said something, now it's not going to be a problem. You know what I mean? Because I warned everyone.
No, no,
So
no. It'll
there.
be an even bigger problem. It'll like go out the whole night, or like just when we think we have to cancel, it'll come back on. Oh, okay, and then we'll get a question. Then it'll go off for like another 10 minutes, and then come back as soon as we're about to cancel. And you know what? I'm just saying this so it doesn't happen.
Mhm.
Smart me.
Yeah, exactly. 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 But welcome to Chatting with Doug, the Q&A where you get to ask this wonderful human the questions that you have always wanted to know the answers to. We do have some rules here, so let us get to the rules.
One is don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet.
Okay.
I mean, that's just good advice for me
That
too.
is
Honestly.
just good advice in general. It is. It is. It is. Anyway, first and foremost here, we give priority to the bit messages and the super chat since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, sometimes we have time for highlighted questions on chat or regular chat questions over on YouTube, but we do give priority to those first because real world money has been spent there. On the YouTube side of things, we also prioritize super chats that are $5 and over, just because we get such a large volume of questions, and it's the best way that we can kind of sort through them and get through questions faster because, as I've said many, many times, I swear, we want people to be able to have questions asked without having to pay money, but in order to do that, we do have to have priorities. So, if you give a super chat less than $5, we may get to it towards the end of stream, but we cannot guarantee that we're going to read that. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. We do get behind on bit messages and super chats. There's no need to repeat them. You're not going to be in trouble if you do, but I just feel bad if you spend $5 twice to ask the same question, not knowing that there's a list. Obviously, we've been live for like 10 minutes almost, and we haven't even started looking at these questions. Have some patience. Sometimes it's up to an hour. It is very rare that we actually miss any of the bit or super chat questions. Chances are you just need a dash of patience. I know sometimes that's confusing on YouTube because you can watch them unpin, but don't worry. Even if it's unpinned, I have it on the list. Cool, great, awesome. Watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, and the less likely it is we understand what you're talking about, and we don't have time to repeat it. So short and to the point is better. That also applies to part questions. If you absolutely must break up your message into multiple parts, keep it to 3 absolute maximum. Again, we just kind of lose the point, and we don't have time to repeat and try to figure out what you're talking about. Along those same lines, please keep it to 1 question per bit message or super chat. Again, it just doesn't feel fair if other people ask like 4 questions, and we're just trying to keep it fair and streamlined and get to questions that are not paid questions. All right, I swear, I promise. No spoilers, please. Not everyone has had a chance to see the latest and greatest of everything. I haven't watched the second episode of Skeleton Crew nor Wicked yet, okay? So just don't.
Well, the second episode Wicked isn't out yet, so don't worry. You got some time on that.
Oh, the second episode of Skeleton Crew, Doug.
There's like nothing to ruin in Wicked. You really just have to see it.
Yeah.
They sing.
Oh, wow. No way.
There's like one kind of surprise I think was already ruined for you anyway.
Oh, you think? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
You probably already know about it.
Okay. All right. Anyway. I think that's it. I feel like I missed something, but I think that's it.
I think we good.
Yeah. All right. Great. Fantastic. Well, then let's get this started. Dragon's Toy, thank you so much for the 56-month subscription over
Thank
on
you.
Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Doug, long kiss goodnight this January.
I do like it. It is fun. We'll see. There's kind of other movies I've pushed to January. That's like, just in case they don't do well. Except I am probably gonna do. There's one I want to get to just because I want to get to it. And it finally came out, so I'll probably do fine either way. But I just want to get to it. You'll know what it is when I get to it.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. Good evening, my dear Duggington and Aunt Heather. How are you very popular individuals this evening?
Well, very good, thank you.
I loved that.
Thank you.
At Movies, thank you for the 500 bits. Thank you so much for granting my request and doing Miramax for Disneycember. Next year, could you look at Searchlight Pictures or maybe as a joke, Lifetime TV movies?
Are they connected to him? I didn't know that. What's in Searchlight? I mean, I guess there's a couple, but I don't know. That does feel like it's kind of scraping bottom of the barrel. Let me put it this way: Searchlight, I'll just include with Fox. It's already in there. I'll say that. So it's not something like I have to have a special month dedicated to it. I got an idea what I'm gonna do next year, but yeah, and people seem to be liking. Even though I've only done one so far, people seem to like the Miramax one.
Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat. Fun fact, Brad once said that the two celebrities he met when working at a radio station are now in jail. Ross Blagovich and Jared Fogle, who he said seemed like a nice guy, but he guesses that they all do.
Ross or Rod Blagojevich? No, he's out. That's right. I don't think I know who Ross Blagojevich is. I'll have to look that up. But no, I didn't hear that story. Or stories, I guess I should say. That's interesting. I did not know that.
Brian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you like the Gold Girls? And if so, who's your favorite Golden Girl?
Okay, I was gonna say, like, you gotta be Golden Girls. So no, but there's two of them I like, and it's the actresses, and they're the ones that hated each other apparently. I really like B. Arthur, and I really like Betty White. Those two are. I wish it was just them. Everyone else I couldn't care about at all, and I never got any laughs out of them. But I know it's like it's the group, it's the whole group, and I'm like, nah, those only two I really like. But yeah, that hostility I feel like B. Arthur had for Betty White really shined through, and I think just made their interactions funnier.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Reality Bites?
I don't think I ever saw that one. Let me double check. It's funny because I can already see it spelled out with like Bytes, right? Yeah. Oh no, it's not.
No, it's Bites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking of the movie like Brain Drain or something like that? Aha, but there is a show called Reality Bites that has nothing to do with this movie. I have never seen this movie. I will try to check it out.
Oyram, thank you for the 500 bits. I need to get this out there. Sorry, I'm trying to pre-read this.
In case it's like a spoiler or something in there.
No, it's an interesting message.
Okay.
It's an interesting one. Chris Stuckman, the guy you worked with on Star Wars reviews a few times, is working on Shelby Oaks, has been revealed by YouTuber Fury of the Film Fan, who has met Chris personally, to have been a harasser and manipulator behind the scenes to other people, not to mention has a big ego and tells half-truths about the religion he once was a part of.
Is that whole thing a question?
No,
or
it's just, that's, I guess, a statement. I don't know. We're not involved in other YouTubers.
Yeah, I worked with him briefly, and it was years ago. That's about it. I don't have too much else. I'm sorry.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence?
It's another one I never saw. I remember that's one of those where the trailer played all the time, and I was so sick of seeing it. I just am never seeing that movie. And then I heard it was all right, like it was okay. But I never checked it out. So maybe now that I've waited so long that the trailer's hopefully out of my head, maybe I can put it on now. But I've never heard it's great. But yeah, maybe it's worth a rental.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. How's the brain fog? I read that Wilkins coffee and Panda cheese can reduce it by 90%. Would you like some? Don't you know why? I don't actually know what the song is. I'm sorry.
Don't you know why? Don't you know why? Boy, that shows you how good it's doing. It's it's kind of going in and out. Actually, what's so funny? So if you saw last Friday's stream, I got sick. I got like some sort of stomach bug, whatever. But it passed by pretty quick. About a day, it was gone. But I have like a really bad mucus buildup. It's not like awful or anything. But I think with like the fatigue or the brain fog, whatever, it's forcing me to like really, really focus on it. Like just all I can feel is like just that pressure right here, and it's like distracting me. And I'm like trying to focus on something. I'm like, what? Let me go take another shower in our bath, or just get this out of me. So it's still going in and out, but not enough to stop me. Dang it.
Nerdy, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan biopic?
Did I think I saw pictures. I don't think I saw the Complete Unknown. I don't think I've seen the trailer. No, I haven't. I gotta check it out. I've seen pictures. Like he looks the part. But I don't think I've seen the trailer yet.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on the movie The Birdcage?
Oh, I like it, but I hear if you've seen the original, you like that a lot more. But I was introduced to it through that movie, through the remake. So I've never checked out the original French one, and I should, because again, I should compare it. But I remember when it came out, some critics were saying that, like, look, this movie's fine, but if you've seen the original, it just doesn't hold a candle to it. So yes, I like it. I think it's a good time. I think it's very funny, surprisingly suspenseful at times too. But yeah, I've never seen the original. Apparently, that plays a big factor in your judgment of it if you have.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 500 bits. What did you think of the new Snow White trailer? Minus the dwarves, it kind of looks cute. We've seen the storyline before in Once Upon a Time, Mirror Mirror, and Snow White and the Huntsman. I read that Patrick Page is voicing the magic mirror, and now that is really cool.
Gal Gadot looks cool. Honestly, I like that actress. I don't think it's a bad choice for Snow White, but you just know they're gonna take everything literal again. You know, it's not gonna be emotional storytelling. It's gonna be, well, no, this is real life. No, it's a fairy tale. It's supposed to, and you can change stuff and you can have like a different tone and everything, but the way they do it always makes the stories worse.
Sorry about that. Up? Yeah, no, stuff got closed on my end, and
I'm seeing
accidentally opened on top of your face. For some reason,
I saw the delay on it.
all of YouTube just crashed on me, but I think we're still live on YouTube. It looks like we are, but everything for me just crashed on YouTube.
Weird. Okay,
but we're back. I don't think that we lost our connection to YouTube. I think it was
it's open.
I don't even know what just happened, but great, awesome, fantastic. Anyway, let's move on.
How are you? Looks about as good as the other live action remakes.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the Bruce Willis film, The Whole Nine Yards?
That's another one I haven't seen. I haven't seen the sequel either. I hear it's good. I've just never checked it out.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the new Hell of a Boss episode?
No, I know it came out. I know it's been out for a little over a day, so it must have like 20 million views, I'm sure. But no, I do want to see it because it looks like it's about the prince and the main guy again. I like the. I hope it's coming to a close. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna do something with it. But yeah, I should check it out.
Oiram, thank you for the 21-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back. Appreciate it. When you review Paddington 2, wonder how you'll react to Hugh Grant. Heard some people considered his performance Oscar-worthy.
I've seen that. I mean, it's fun. Oscar-worthy's a little weird, but it's pretty funny. I know what people say about behind the scenes. I assume they're right, but honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, as an actor, if he's in the right role, I think he can be very entertaining. What's that horror film he's in right now? Like, is it Heretic?
Yeah, I think that's
it. Like I haven't seen it, but everybody's like, he's great. I'm like, I just know he can ace that role.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on the film Flirting with Disaster?
I don't even think I heard of that one. I guess I'll look it up real fast. Hold on. Flirting with disaster. Well, I've been Ben Stiller fan. I see. I haven't seen that one either.
I was frozen today.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I'm gonna try my best with this, but I'm not sure I get it. Have you seen Harmy's Dispigalized Star Wars trilogy, and why hasn't Disney released those cuts yet? You think that would be a moneymaker?
Yes.
Sorry. Oyram, thank you for the 500 bits. I remember back in the early That Guy with the Glasses days, Rob had an idea about the Tom and Jerry movie where you could have kept the orphan plot line, but not overtake the movie and use it to make Tom and Jerry organically and begrudgingly work together to save her. Possible fanscription?
Boy, I don't remember him saying that. I trust you. Maybe his thought was like they help the orphan, but like they're still fighting while doing it. Like they can actually come together on something, because that's something you can kind of believe. Like they'll stop fighting like for the greater good, for something that kind of matters. So maybe there's an idea there. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll look into it.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you met any of Brad's friends from Springfield, like Dave, Irving, or Sarah?
Oh yeah. Before he moved out here, I would see him every once in a while. We worked on a few movies, a few projects together and stuff like that. Yeah, no, they're all really cool.
Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. So the first 8 minutes of Kraven the Hunter have been released online. You see it? What'd you think?
No, I want to wait until I see it, in the theater. I was thinking about, like, oh, do I watch it and give a quick vlog of my thoughts or whatever? I'm just like, nah, I'll just wait. I'll see it in the theater.
Trip Corey, thank you for the $5 super chat. When will you review any of the Shaggy Dog films for Disneycember?
Now which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the original? You're talking about the remake. The original, there's something like 4 or 5 films, weirdly. The Shaggy DA and several others. Or maybe it's just 2. Maybe it's just the Shaggy DA. But I probably should. It might be fun to do the original. And then I never saw the remake, but I hear it's bad. So I kind of feel like I should probably do that.
Maggie Alexis, thank you for the $5 super chat. I was wondering if you would consider The Sound of Music for Disneycember. That's Fox before the buyout. Does that count?
I try not to do Fox before the buyout. Sometimes I'll make exceptions, but I don't know. I mean, I could, because the big thing is copyright music, especially for something like that. That's just so everybody knows that musical. But I don't have to play any of the music in a Disneycember, so I don't know. Might be an idea. I do like the movie. It's a good movie. It's not like one of my favorites. I feel like you're either a Mary Poppins person or a Sound of Music person. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm a Mary Poppins person. It just gets weirder. But but it does get dark. Sound of Music does get dark later on. There are some really great. Man, if you want an eye opener to how good that movie is, see the original stage play. Stage plays really bad. So when you compare it to the film and be like, whoa, Robert Wise like really brought his A game to this and really made this something. That's a very interesting comparison.
Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. Did you see the deleted Fantasia 2000 scene on YouTube where the Disney princesses at the time get married and have children the same day?
Yeah, I think they made the right choice with Donald's arc. I thought that was by far the better one. It's neat because at that time we didn't really see something like that from Disney, where all like the Disney princesses and princes and everything are together. But they would do it in Wreck-It Ralph too, and that's one of the few things that movie did really well. I actually thought that was pretty funny, and it could very blatantly be a commercial and not, it's okay if it's kind of tacky. That's kind of the idea. Where in Fantasia, it feels really weird. I think the idea of having Donald instead of Mickey, like Sorcerer's Apprentice and Donald's arc, I think that makes more sense.
Jortendo, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, you're really going to hate this, but I think Miramax distributed a few of the Pokemon movies.
I guess we have talked about Pokemon. Yeah, we talked about it on like Kids WB. And so my big thought again was like, oh, anime, that's always, they usually gets hit in terms of copyright because Japan has different copyright laws. But the last couple we did haven't been hit. Maybe I'll look into it. That might be kind of a funny thing to review. I've only seen the first one, so yeah, I'll write that down. It's not a bad idea.
Ram, thank you for the 500 bits. I was pretty sure, okay. Oi, Ram. I'm sorry. I don't know why you keep trying to get us to talk about Trump and Alec Baldwin, but we're not going to do it. I know we've told you many times, like, we're just...
There's enough politics on the internet, man. I'm a dork that reviews movies. I don't have a ton. I'll do a joke every once in a while, but that's about it. I'm a political dummy, man. Trust me.
Dolphin Crescent, thank you for the $10 super chat. Channel Awesome, have you ever read the original Neverending Story novel by Michael Ende? It's like Collodi's Pinocchio, i.e. it's much darker than the film.
I've read a little bit. It's funny because it wasn't bad, but I couldn't quite get into it enough, so I just went and I read the cliff notes of what happens in it. And yeah, it is dark. It's weirdly like a combination of the first and second movie, where Bastion actually goes into Fantasia, which is really interesting, and becomes corrupted with power, which is a cool idea. So I've heard somewhere, maybe it's Max, I can't remember, but somebody was doing a series on it, and I don't think it's a bad idea, because if you do it more like the book, there is something there. There's a very interesting story that I think could be really fascinating if done well. So yeah, no, if they do that, I'd be on board for it. Again, as long as it's done well.
Dave's Dragon, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug and Heather, have you heard of the Nickelodeon movie Snow Day? I think it would make a great review.
I'll remember you said that.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. Could you do an NC of Hansel and Gretel 2002? It has Elle Fanning and Howie Mandel plays a Sandman. It's strange and bizarre, but right up your alley.
Yeah, I've gotten recommendations for that before. It must be one of those like, I don't know, ran on Cartoon Network or something, because a lot of people seem to know about it. I'll try to look into it.
Jimmy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you like any of the Rankin Bass movies? I know they don't hold up visually, but I think that gives them a genuine quality you can't fake.
You are 100% right. When I first saw those shorts, I didn't get into them. Like, even as a little kid, I didn't get into them. And then I saw them years later with, the embracing the camp, and I'm like, all right, I see why these are charming now. I see why these are delightful. But they're not for me. The stuff I do get into, was it a HR Huff and Puff? That's pretty fun. That's more my bonkers. That's more my crazy stuff. And I do like the Hobbit they did. It's totally different from a lot of the other Lord of the Rings stuff you've seen, but I actually think they did it. I thought captured the idea of the story pretty well. The feel of the story. So yeah, there's some stuff.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Of all the Home Alone sequels, which one is the best and which one is the worst?
2 is the best. It's still not good, but it is the best. And the worst, I'll say 3, because it's a big screen release and it clearly shouldn't have been. That's one of those where it's like, no, come on. This is, y'all know this is garbage and this shouldn't be here. Like, at least the others know what they are, and they're like, okay, we're just gonna do what we can with the little budget that we have. Once in a while, there's a cute little joke in there, but 3 is just like, no, we have nothing, and we're gonna do a big screen movie on this.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, could you please check out an animated Christmas short film called Second Star to the Left? It's a cute, cozy, nostalgic trip for me.
Yeah, I've been recommended that a couple times. I still haven't had a chance to check it out. All right, did I? No, I don't think I did. I think I remember seeing it on YouTube, but I didn't check it. It's called Second Star to the Left, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'll say I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. I'll check it out.
Invader Zim, thank you for the 500 bits. I'm beginning to hate IMAX advertisements since it makes it look like that's the only way to enjoy a movie to its fullest, and since not a lot of theaters have one and they're playing for a short time, plus it will basically disappear on home video.
On top of that, a lot of the IMAX screens aren't the IMAX dimensions. It's just really big. It's just a really big widescreen, and that's not what IMAX is. IMAX is like a perfect square, and that's why you see, so when you see like Dark Knight, some of the shots are widescreen, but when they have the shots that were specifically shot for IMAX, the black bars go away and they take up the whole screen. But if it's already widescreen, what does that matter? So no, there's a couple. So I think there's 1 or 2 in Chicago advertising themselves as IMAX, and they're really not. But there's 1 or 2 still around, like in the Chicagoland area, that are still around, but you got to travel for them, sadly.
JT, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey guys, so I'm turning 33 years old today, and out of curiosity, I looked up some celebs that I share my birthday with, and it turns out Jeff Bridges is turning 75 today too. What are your favorite Jeff Bridges movies? Well, first of all, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Fearless is like one of my favorite movies. It's really, really good. True Grit is good. Big Lebowski, come on. It's pretty great there. That's 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oiram, thank you for the 500 bits. I heard people blaming Peter Dinklage's comment about Disney's original animated movie being the reason the dwarves are CGI in the Snow White remake. Thoughts?
It would have been bad either way. You telling me, no, really, the film was gonna work if only they didn't do that. No, they've all been bad. And who knows, maybe it'll still be good. But probably not. Probably not. But and that is one person's opinion. Granted, he is a little person, so that does make it count a little bit more, certainly, you know, and we don't know what he's going through, but yeah, it's not like, well, if he said it, that's it. Well, you can talk to other little people. There's other little people in the business, but yeah, I don't think it would have made that big a difference one way or another.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. So I watched That Christmas this morning. It pains me to tell you the film is a massive disappointment. I didn't think it was bad per se, but it was just an incredibly mixed bag for me. I think the best word I can use to describe it is unfocused.
Boy, does that sound right? Because when I saw I think I said before, when I saw the trailer, I just couldn't get what it was. I mean, I know it's a Christmas movie, but is it like, you know, what's it called, Love Actually, or is it like Arthur Christmas, or is it like Wallace and Gromit? Like, what is this? So when you said that seems very unfocused. That sounds right.
Fat Lord, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. Out of all the movies that you've reviewed over the years, which one sticks out to you the most? It can be good, bad, or just confusing.
I mean, so many movies. I mean, I guess I gotta go with the worst one, which is Garbage Pail Kids. That's still nothing's topped that. Some have come close. Cat in the Hat game, pretty close. That Nutcracker 3D game, pretty close. But yeah, nothing's quite dethroned that.
Brooks, thank you for the $5 super chat. How do you feel about the live action Zelda movie? What do you think needs to be done correctly?
I don't know, because there's so many stories now. I know this is gonna sound strange because it sounds like it goes without saying, but it'd be nice if it's a spectacle in the same way that Lord of the Rings was a spectacle, where it isn't just CG. They combine models and different types of effects. I think that'd be really cool if they do something a little different on a technical level. Do something a little different. The story can be, you know, any of the bajillion Zelda stories they have, but yeah, I like to see, because that was always one of the things growing up and playing the game. Oh, you play it, but it's a game, man. Wouldn't you like to see this world look really solid and not very CG and flat and stuff like that? So it's one of those things where I'm like, man, it'd be really cool if they built a lot of this. I'm hoping there's a lot of practical effects in it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits, and I know I'm going to mess up some of these pronunciations. Forgive me. How would you rank these Rick Moranis characters? Dark Helmet, Seymour Krelborn, Lois Tully, and Wayne Slazinski.
I'm forgetting which one Wayne Selinsky is. Wayne Selinsky.
It's SZAL.
Oh, from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay, I mean Dark.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Thank you, chat.
I mean, Dark Helmet's #1. Come on. I guess I'll say Seymour. He's kind of a good character. No, actually, I gotta say the Louis Tully. That's my second one because he improvised so many of those lines and they were so funny. Then Seymour, then the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids dude.
Jimmy, thank you for the $5 super chat. You can only keep one: Die Hard or Terminator 2. Which one are you keeping?
Terminator 2 for me personally. It pushes the boundaries a little bit more of what an action film can be.
Super Droid, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, what's your opinion on the John Hughes movie 16 Candles? I enjoy it a lot despite several things that didn't age well and Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall's performances. Also, it was Hughes' first movie that he directed.
You know, it's one of those I weirdly didn't grow up with. I knew the scenario, so I saw it years later as an adult, and it was fine. I don't again, I always kind of say, I mean, I saw it when I was adult, so it's not geared towards me, and I'm also male, so I feel like it doesn't gear towards me as much in that department either. I think it is supposed to be for like 16-year-old girls and so forth. I mean, not to say that, boys can't watch it either, or men and stuff, but I think it's mainly geared towards that, so I don't think it's going to hit me as hard, but I enjoyed it enough. I like a lot of his art films a lot more.
Dolphin Crescent, thank you for the $10 super chat. What's your favorite Christmas dessert? I like bûche de Noël, the Yule log, with meringue mushrooms, homemade macarons I make myself, and Italian cream cake.
Oh man, you're gonna hate my answer. You're gonna hate my answer. Those little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. Me and my sister-in-law have a tradition where we both knew the other really liked them. So one Christmas, we got each other that without knowing we were gonna get. So now we just purposefully always give each other the Christmas tree cakes, even though it's like we could just buy it and hold on to it. But it's like, no, it's the tradition. We have to give it to each other. Though this year I told her not to because sugar tastes really bad to me right now because I don't have it as much anymore.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. This is part 1 of 3. Reason live action Year Without a Santa Claus is unknown is because it aired only once, and like the director's last film, Pluto Nash, it's not talked about. So that's just part 1.
All right.
89 Sigma, thank you for the $5 super chat. Mr. Walker, do you plan to review Violent Night? The reason why I ask is because David Harbour is awesome and badass as Santa. Excuse my language. Ooh, hopefully YouTube doesn't hate that word.
I think it'll be fine. I gotta see it. I hear it's good. I by that point I was kind of already sick of the tough Santa movies. I've referenced that in the review next week too. But I hear it is good, so I'll try to check it out. I don't know if I'll do a review, but I'll definitely try to watch it.
Jack, thank you for the €10 super chat. Hi, Doug. I always wondered why the Paddington films were so beloved to begin with, as they are very simple and basic. But then I realized that was the reason why they're loved and have enjoyed them since.
Well, but they're smart too. You can be simple and basic, but still be bad. There's a real charm to those movies. The dedication the actors have, the fact that the writing is trying just harder than it needs to, and I really appreciate a film that is so simple that tries very hard to but hit both the kids and the adults, but it keeps that simplicity there. But it also helps tell the story much better too. I think there's a story about prejudice in there technically, and it doesn't feel hammered on the head. It's really funny the way they do it, and it's really delightful. I just there's a bear over there. Don't look at him. He's gonna try and sell us something. I mean, that is just so funny. I think all of it just worked really, really well. It is, for as simple as it is, it takes a surprisingly smart, complex mind to come up with something that good, I think.
Headshot, thank you for the $5 super chat. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game is coming out next week, and I'm very excited. It's definitely bound to be better than Dial of Destiny.
Heather's playing it, I think, right?
I am. Yeah, I'm hoping to play it next week. So join me on Twitch, because I don't dual stream on Twitch and YouTube. Twitch.tv/channel awesome. I'll be playing it. Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 2 of 3. Everything from the bizarre casting, abysmal acting, and shameful product placement that makes Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights mall scene look subtle. And by the end, you will scream, "Who was that made for?"
All right. And there's a part 3, right?
There is a part 3. Tivio, thank you for the $5 super chat. Greetings, Duggington and Aunt Heather. Have you seen that bear review? It is absolutely lavishing, I tell you. Brilliant, I say.
Is there actually a movie called That Bear? Or are they just talking about one of the memes I did before?
I'm thinking they're talking about the review.
That'd be my guess. Any bear jokes I make are just instant gold. So yes, I agree.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. This is part 3 of 3. And finally, we'll get to see the origin of Critic Suit, because Carol Kane from Scrooge basically plays the same sadistic character as Mother Nature, wearing your exact outfit from suit and tie to white shirt.
Huh. Weird. Oh, I kind of really want to check it out just for that. Okay. I'll try to give it a look. Like you said, I mean, it's just not one I've really heard of, but I'll try to give it a watch.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. How come you haven't done a Nostalgia Critic on Narnia yet? The first one specifically. It's part of my favorite fantasy films that I grew up with.
You know, it just hit me. Um, so I was saving it for when we go back to the studio. I was gonna have that be a thing where it's like I go in the closet here and I come out the other end just in the studio. I'm like, oh, there's a studio in my closet. Okay, I guess we can do this. And I completely forgot about that until you brought it up. And the
Oh
funny thing is, it would technically be a Christmas movie because Father Christmas is in
no! Yeah,
it.
that's true.
So I could have done it. Oh well, I guess I have another idea, but I'll get to it. Probably sooner than later now, honestly.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Been watching Christmas movies lately. That's about all I do this year because I pretty much down everything anyway, so I do miss the Star Wars movies being released during this time.
Yeah, but there's always new traditions that pop up, whether it be for Halloween or Christmas. That I feel like pop up in theaters and are shown on TV and stuff like that. So yeah, there's plenty of traditions out there.
Tiffio, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug and Heather, what are your favorite movie theories and rumors?
Uh man, so I don't get too much into them. And not there's anything wrong with them. They're very fun.
I do love the pervasive rumor that there's a hanged body in The Wizard of Oz. On the
Oh
tree.
yeah.
I do love that one.
And then what was it? I love the Jar Jar being a Sith Lord. That's actually pretty clever. I mean, down to the yellow eyes. I'm like, ooh, that's really easy to mind. That's true.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, what's something you regret doing?
I mean, like anyone's lived their lives, plenty. um, man, I mean, it's like I'd have to go through the long list of stuff. I think everybody has regrets. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there was one time where I'm looking in the mirror and there's a little eyebrow hair hanging there, and I thought it was in the way, and I pulled on it, and like half the eyebrow came off. And then I thought, well, I gotta make it symmetrical now, and I did on that side. So that's why I don't have any eyebrows anymore.
Power Gamer over here too. How about getting shingles? No. My biggest regret is
totally my fault.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Little Miss Sunshine, what do you think of Alan Arkin as the grandfather?
Oh, he's fun. I mean, he's played that type of character a million times, but that's always what makes it kind of unique too, is that he still finds some sort of new spin to put on there. You can't really look at the one from like Edward Scissorhands and Little Miss Sunshine and be like, oh, that's the same person. No, they are different. They just, he so naturally can play those roles. But yeah, no, I like he adds a unique flair every single time he plays that type of character.
Drake, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, doing big fan, been watching since Melvin, Brother of the Joker, not to bring flashbacks, lol.
Thank you. That's what I regret. No regrets. No regrets for it all. I think I've said it before. I love how people are bringing that up more and more. My favorite, I guess this was made years ago. Somebody did a parody of the Joker trailer when Joker came out, but tied it to Melvin, Brother of the Joker. And it just ends with, this sketch was terrible. So no, I get a lot of cameos for that too. Like, hey, can you talk like Melvin? Can you do the Melvin song and everything? And I'm just like, hell yeah.
Dave's Dragon, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. I noticed you haven't yet covered Randy Cunningham, 9th grade ninja for Disneycember.
I don't think I know that one. I'll look into it. I don't even know if it's a show or a movie.
Jack Sheehy, thank you for the €5 super chat. Did you know that when the first Paddington film came out, Peter Capaldi had just started Doctor Who, and when the second film came out, he was just leaving?
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's funny. I thought he I don't watch Doctor Who, but I thought he went back further before the movie, so I didn't know that.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite Sacha Baron Cohen performance?
That's rough because I haven't seen a lot of his dramatic work, but I know he can do drama very well. I've seen bits and pieces, so you can tell he's legit good at it. I'm definitely not saying this is his best by any means, but I do really like the way he flip-flops in Sweeney Todd. I like it, the big accent he has, and then when, when he drops, he's like, call me Danny. I mean, like, it was just so different that he just played it so straight that I really, really like that. But I don't know. He got a big laugh out of me. He got a big laugh more out of the straight voice he was doing than the goofy voice. I know there's better performances out of him, but that's why one is popping in my head.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Favorite moments from The Sopranos?
Um, hmm. I like it's before they had that one whole episode that was nothing but a dream sequence, which I thought was really stupid. I liked a lot of the dreams. I like the way, especially with the singing fish, the way they worked that in. I thought that was really funny. Aside from that, oh, I like the mother's funeral too. I really like, except again they have the terrible CG there. I still can't believe they greenlit that. If I saw that, I'd be like, look, just cut this scene. We can do the episode without that scene.
Fat Lord, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug and Heather. It's Christmas!
Christmas!
As for my question, what's your favorite Christmas movie, excluding Die Hard?
Probably Christmas Vacation. It's just personal favorite. I'm not saying it's the best, but probably personal favorite. But man, a close second is Arthur Christmas. Every time I watch it, it just gets better and better.
Void Arts, thank you for the $3 super chat. Tifio, thank you for the $5 super chat. I want to hear a second opinion from you guys. Do Disney movies have good writing, story, and themes? I've been a little harder on classic Disney right now.
Well, I mean, depends on the movie. And it depends what they're trying to do. I talked about this a little bit in the Little Mermaid review, where they're trying to recreate Snow White, but they were trying to update the formula, the fairy tale formula, and in doing so, they did such a good job that people kind of look at Ariel and they say, well, she's a little bit of a brat, isn't she? I mean, she's going to give up everything just for this dude she just met and stuff like that. But they're not looking at, again, from the emotional storytelling aspect of like how Snow White was, where, she just met this guy, and kisses her. And then it's just like, well, they're off to get married. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. But in the world of emotion, that's what you want to see. So in something like Little Mermaid, they made the characters so charming and the world so charming and the music that people then kind of look back and say, oh, well, as like a practical person, this doesn't make sense. But it was like an in-between phase where they didn't quite, have that, going on yet. Which, you get to something like Frozen or Moana or something like that. They do more of that, a little bit more of the practical element there. So it just depends. It depends on the time period too, I think.
Random Uber, thank you for the $5 super chat. How come it takes me 15 minutes to walk a mile to the gas station, but it's taking my dad 10 years to come back with the milk?
Yeah, well, he forgot the cigarettes too.
Tifio, thank you for the $5 super chat. I want to hear another second opinion. Am I wrong for thinking Rachel Zegler looks the part of Snow White, but I wish she didn't ruin her reputation?
I think she looks the part. I mean, if you're going to do it, that's not a bad choice. Again,
the costume looks great. I feel like that iconic Snow White costume they got really well and looks good on her.
Not as good as Gal Gadot though, man. She looks awesome as the queen. Again, that's the one thing that I'm just like, all right, this looks good. She looks really good as the queen. I have seen a little bit of the comments. I feel like that's just more that world she comes from, and also Disney and that age and stuff like that. I'm not someone that's at it, but yeah, I disagree for the same reason I disagree with a lot of the Disney live action remakes, but I'm not at war with her, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So I think she's very talented. I think she can sing. I think she can act. She's one of those actresses where it's like, I'd like to see her go on to something, but she seems to have bad luck in choosing movies that people know, but they don't see. So we'll see how Snow White does. But no, I know there's like a legit good role for her somewhere in the future. I feel like this thing, because also the movie's just taking forever to come out. If I had to guess, I could be wrong, but I think a lot of this is going to pass and she'll be fine, but I could be wrong.
Drama Opsity, thank you for the 500 bits. Hey, Doug, thoughts on the film Spencer? And also clue for next week's review.
Spencer's very good. I saw it on a plane and not even a sense of like, oh, well, for a Twilight actress, she's good. No, Kristen Stewart was legit really good in that. had like a lot of subtle performance. I mean, that whole crew has really become very talented, which is
Mhm.
great to see. But clue for next week. What is next week? I It's one of the earlier Tough Santas.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, that should be good.
Shiloh, thank you for the $8 super chat. No message, just the super chat. Dolphin Crescent, thank you for the $7 super chat. Hi, Chaplin. What are you going to get Doug and Buster for Christmas?
Fireball.
Oh, that'll be so nice. Thank you,
Oh,
Chaplin.
it's from the heart. Well, the gut.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen Jellystone? It's a show where most of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons live in one town. It's really good and funny.
Sounds kind of fun. That sounds like actually something that'd be right up my alley. Okay, I'll check that out.
Aussie Manny, thank you for gifting that sub to King Croker. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Jack Sheehy over on Twitch. Sorry, I forgot to mention Twitch. Jack Sheehy, thank you for the €10 super chat. There's a movie on Netflix called That Christmas, and it's from the same guy who did Love Actually and the animation studio that did Ron's Gone Wrong. It's a really good, charming, and a great comfort watch.
That's so funny because somebody just said it was I'll check it out. I love Arthur Christmas. I don't get into the other movies as much. I Love Actually and all those, but I see why other people do. So I'm curious to check it out.
Sway, thank you for the $10 super chat. Good evening to Doug. Which performance from Giamatti do you think was better, The Holdovers or Sideways? As for Heather, what film do you think had the best portrayal of a teacher? Ooh,
Oh, that's a good question.
that is a good question.
Here, I'll answer mine.
Yeah, do yours.
Can't think of yours. Man, it's rough. So I feel like I sympathize more with the one from Sideways, but in terms of which one is the actual better performance, I think it is Holdovers. He's really, really good in that. Again, it's like with Sideways, you see a character of like, you see him trying to become that character he becomes in Holdovers. So it's a good companion piece.
Man, I don't know. Maybe I have a bad time. I have a bad memory. I don't know the name of the character, but who's the teacher in Dead Poet Society?
I knew you were gonna say that.
You knew I was gonna say Dead Poet Society. You know how much I love that movie. I can't remember the character's name, but I do love the teacher in Dead Poet
You gotta
Society.
see Holdovers. That's what you gotta see.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
we were
right.
just talking about that, but in my opinion, that's what Dead Poet Society should be. But
Okay.
I know I'm a minority on that.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Since Brad reviewed them, are you going to do an NC for Winter's Tale or Collateral Beauty?
I was thinking about Winter's Tale at one point, but I don't know if the audience is there for it. Like it looks very, very funny, but yeah, after seeing Brad's review, I feel like, okay, well, that's a lot of my jokes. Very similar jokes I would make, and so I don't have as diehard a passion for it. And yeah, I just don't think the views are there for it either. So probably not. But if you want a very funny review, yes, go check out Simba Snob. He did 2 very funny ones on that and Collateral Beauty.
Invader Zim, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on Korasami? Maybe I'm missing something, but the connection isn't.
No.
Or sorry, it's not bad, but not amazing, especially with the 10th anniversary of the finale coming.
That's so funny. I was almost like, is that a director, Korasami? I'm like, oh no, Korasami. I agree. Let me put it this way: they have chemistry. If the show was based around that, I think that could totally work. But just throwing it in at the last minute and being like, haha, we got this. Like, well, great. I mean, but like, was this what the show was about? Was this the entire focus of everything? But I guess you could argue too, they never did. Like with Avatar, they didn't solve the mystery of like what happened to Zuko's mother and stuff. So they have some mysteries there too. But they do have chemistry. I wish if they were going to go that round the show, they focus enough on it to be like, this is what the show is about, kind of thing. And I think that could be really interesting.
Tiffio, thank you for the $5 super chat. Last week I asked you two about your celebrity crushes. Doug and Heather, what are your fictional crushes from cartoons, animes, and video games? My very first anime crush was the Gundam Wing boys when I was watching Gundam Wing. Specifically, Duo and Troa were my type. I love a good, and now that's stuck with me forever. I love a good broody boy. I love your Shishomarus, your Sephiroths. If they are broody and dark and I can fix them.
Um, for me, I used to say Belle, but Tiana's really growing on me. I like the workaholics. So yeah, I guess kind of a toss up between the two of them.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Possible NC for the Madagascar films.
I thought about it, like maybe doing like a compilation video like that and the Penguin movies. Because I actually do like those movies. I haven't seen the Penguin ones, but the Madagascar movies, I was surprised how much I enjoyed those.
Mahana Longwalker, thank you for the 17-month subscription over on Twitch. Welcome back, appreciate it. It's been an amazing time. Well, good. We've loved having you.
Thank you.
Random Uber, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm assuming they didn't know that there's a list because it's the same comment about walking a mile down to the gas station for 15 minutes for them and 10 years for their dad.
Cigarettes. He'll get them.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 500 bits. Favorite Stranger Things character and why? I love Robin.
I do kind of like, I forget her name, but Winona Ryder's character. I actually do like, I so sympathize with her just going, I don't know, she so pulls me into that world, and especially in that first season. I love when she's buying stuff at the store and she's explaining why, to just give me a little bit of a loan, please, I'm begging. And then the second time after you see what she's gone through, she's back there and the guy's about to say something. She says, just do it. That was so funny. And you so felt for her. I honestly think it's her character.
Tifio, thank you for the $5 super chat. When is a controversy in the film industry hard to ignore?
I don't know when it's a jar. I don't know. I get, they always say don't meet your heroes. You're going to find, something, which is probably true. But it's hard to say because there's definitely stuff where I say, boy, that doesn't seem like a big deal and it's being blown out of proportion. But then there's other things where I'm like, I feel like this is a bigger deal and nobody's really talking about it. So, and then things I perfectly agree with and everything. So I'm not sure. That's something you got to measure, like the zeitgeist of people and, the time and place, and figure out why is this really something that's going to stir people up now? Why was it not before, and vice versa? So I don't know. It's a good question.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Flight of the Navigator, what is your favorite moment between Max and David?
Man, there's a lot of good ones. Probably just the goodbye. I think that's done pretty well. I like kind of the quiet music there where they're figuring out if they're going to go through with this, this dangerous way of travel they're talking about. So probably that one.
The Masked Nerd, thank you for the $5 super chat. In TFA Adulting, Christ, why even try adulting? Just lay down to cry. Adults all wage their battle to employ the even cost bills of the electrons.
That's good. I dig it. I like it. It was fun because I went and found a text generator that gets you the Transformers font, which that was fun to look up.
Scarfy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. Huge fan. I wanted to know, when are we going to have another DreamWorksuary? I miss those. Surprised we haven't had another one since.
I like them too, but they take a lot of work, especially after Disneycember. I mean, Disneycember, I had to start editing them like a month earlier because I just knew the fatigue would get in the way, and it did. But it's okay now. I got one left, and that's only because we're waiting for the Blu-ray to come in. We had it pre-ordered, and they kept pushing it back. It's Alien Romulus. So I'm just waiting on that one. But aside from that, they're done. That's a long-winded way of saying sometime, but I don't know when. It might not be January because I feel like I would need a break in between then. So like maybe a different month down the line. I'm not sure.
Tifio, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, have you ever heard of Lily Orchard and some of her infamous videos?
Boy, why does that sound familiar?
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
I'll look up the picture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who this
MBTGG.
is.
Doug, are you AVGN? Shut up. Sorry, wow, my brain had a joke and then it went bad. We don't talk about that, okay? You know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna end this stream, guys. I've embarrassed myself. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go.
Bye. For my answer, no, I don't know who that is. Maybe I've heard the name, but I was looking at the picture. It doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, MBTGG. My joke went bad. I am bad.
Your joke expired.
I'm not as
it went
funny as
rotten.
Doug, okay? Doug is very funny.
Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh. Never say that again, man. That's an insult that cuts too deep.
It cuts too deep. Jeremy, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Heather and Doug, been watching NC for over 10 years and just got married last weekend. Was wondering if you had any funny stories or fond memories of either of your weddings.
Man. I still say it's the happiest day of my life, which I know you're supposed to say,
Yeah.
but the cool thing about it, I always tell people it's because when you go to weddings, you're gonna recognize people there. Oh, I kind of know that person, I don't know that person, blah blah blah. It's so different when you're at the center of it and you know everybody, every face you recognize. And it's just like all these people from your past and your present and everything. And they're all just so happy for you. They're all just smiling. They're there to celebrate this union and everything. And it's just so positive and so upbeat. And yeah, I mean, it's hectic, it's stressful like any wedding is. But yeah, it was just when we finally got there and everywhere I turned, I knew every face. I know it sounds like a little thing, but I mean, really think about it. Everywhere you turn, this giant room full of people, you recognize every face. It's very surreal. And they're all so happy and they're all smiling and saying how happy they are for you. It's a lovely thing. It's really, really nice.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Do you laugh in A Christmas Story when Flick gets his tongue stuck to a pole?
I mean, the first couple times, yes. Now I just always imagine the suction sound that's being made from the little vacuum there. And now they must have dubbed that over.
Ruby Moonrose, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Uncle Dougie, happy holidays. Would you be willing to do a top 10 anti-heroes? Please include animated characters and characters from anime too, please. Also, thoughts on Has-Been Hotel and Helva Boss.
Oh, I like them both. I always say whatever one you're introduced to, that'll probably be the one you like more. So I was introduced to Helva Boss, so I like that a little bit more. But like Heather was introduced to Has-Been Hotel, so she likes that a little bit more. But they're both very, very good. Anti-hero, man, I don't know. There's so many, and there's so many different types. I don't know if you could narrow that down to 10 or 11. So yeah, it's probably not for me. I don't even know where I would start with that. There's so many.
Brick Cartoonist, thank you for the $5 super chat. What's your opinion on how Murray saved Christmas? It's a funny 2014 animated TV special based on the book by Simpsons writer Mike Rice.
Murray Saves Christmas. That's another one that sounds familiar. I know I haven't seen it. Okay, yeah. So I remember Marisa Marsh was really talking about this quite a bit. I don't know if he's in it or what, but he was really like, y'all gotta see this. It's really, really good. And I didn't get a chance to. So that'll be another one I'll try to look up because it sounds pretty interesting.
Leprechaun Farmer, thank you for the $20 super chat. Hot take, but in my opinion, the ending of Monsters University almost ruins the film because by revealing that a degree wasn't even required to become a scarer, it makes the idea of meeting in college a bit pointless.
Oh, there's other jobs in the monster world. I mean, come on. And don't take that away from me, man, because that's literally the only thing I like in the movie. It's the ending.
Yeah, sorry, we're dropping a couple frames here, chat.
Oh,
I think we're still here, but yeah, we're doing a little dropping.
You had
frames.
to talk about the wind. You had to start with the wind.
I just wanted people to know, that it's a possibility.
This is the one time. No. We really are in a horror film because we have a perfect excuse. It's the wind. It's never the wind.
It's never the wind.
Inside our houses. The call's coming from inside your internet. The killer's in your internet.
Jeremy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, everybody. Happy holidays. Doug, of all the movies you reviewed and despised, which one should get a Criterion?
I'll say Garbage Pail Kids because A, that'd be hilarious, and B, I want to know what happened in the making of that movie. I want to know everything. What were they thinking? Because we don't know. Maybe the people who made this movie are perfectly fine, nice people. and just everything went wrong. I don't know. Maybe this person just made this one movie. It's like, that's terrible. Never doing this again. Could be a nice person. I don't know. But I'd actually be really interested in the making of that movie. I don't know. That might be a project just of its own, honestly, because the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, what did happen making that film? I don't know. Might be an idea in there.
Tifio, thank you for the $2 super chat. Caleb, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, have you ever watched The Masked Singer? And if so, any thoughts on whether or not you like it?
I've only seen bits and pieces. I get why people enjoy it. It's not my thing. Yeah, there's just nothing of interest to me. And it's that singer. What? Like, okay. I don't know. I just don't. I don't see what the fuss is about.
Tifio, thank you for the $2 super chat. The Dankest Mouse, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you see you moved into Kikassia Island and Oni plays Tomodachi Life playthrough? That's hilarious.
No, I haven't seen that. I got to check that out. That sounds pretty funny.
That's so funny. Arcanus, thank you for the $10 super chat. No message, just the super chat.
Thank you.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 13-month subscription over on chat. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Thank you. Harrison, thank you for the £5 super chat. Will you do any more Dark Tunes?
Probably not. I think I just sort of spent myself on those, and I mean, I could get the influence again. I could suddenly get the spark again, but I tried to bring it back after like several months off, and they did like all right. But I got out the ones I kind of wanted to do. So it has to be something that like really screams to me. The one I did kind of want to talk about is there's actually a good Mario Brothers 3 episode. I know it sounds bonkers. People don't even know it's a Mario Brothers 3 show, but where they talk about prejudice, and it was actually really smart. They paint all the mushroom people different colors, like 2 different colors, and they start to say, look at the purple people over there. Oh, look at the blue people, and they're always like that. It was actually kind of smart for like a little kid show. So that's like the one I was like, maybe there's something there just to say Mario 3 has a Dark Tunes, but yeah, that's about it.
Jace, thank you for the $5 super chat. Heather, rate these animes if you've seen them from best to worst. Sword Art Online, Death Note, Soul Eater, The Devil is a Part-Timer, Assassination Classroom. I've only seen Death Note and parts of Sword Art Online, and I would say Death Note was better than Sword Art Online.
I love that. What's that title? The Devil is a Part-Timer?
Yes, yeah.
That's a great title.
Gotta love anime titles, right? Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Heather, what are your top 3 Sandra Bullock, what? Why does my brain not want to say that word? Bullock, right. Roles. I don't know. Miss Congeniality. I love Miss Congeniality. I don't know. I'd have to look. I feel the pressure like Doug does, where I'm like, oh gosh, I have to look at the list.
Suddenly...
I don't know. I can't remember any movies all of a sudden. Oh, Speed. I love her in Speed. Let's see.
Lake House?
I haven't seen Lake House. I haven't seen a ton of these. Because I never saw Bird Box.
What about The Heat?
I never saw The Heat.
Oh, Heat's very funny. That's probably like the funniest thing I've seen her in. She's so funny in that.
Gosh, it's so funny. I can't even.
Gravity?
I haven't seen Gravity.
Really?
Doug, I'm sorry. Maybe I have seen Gravity. I don't know. Listen.
Speed 2. Just say Speed 2.
Speed 2. Sure, great. Sorry. JL, thank you for the 1,000 bits. What movies got you interested in becoming the Nostalgia Critic?
I think one of the earliest ones I started with, the the cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. I think we watched it again and we were just laughing at how stupid it was, because we remember growing up with that. And even back then we were just like, this feels a little lame. So then watching it again and be like, aha, I see what they were trying to do. It was pretty fun. And then be like, is that George C. Scott? I know who that is now. So yeah, ones like that. It's always fun to look back and be like, what if someone was really angry this wasn't good?
Void Arts, thank you for the $3 super chat. I know, guys, thank you for becoming a member for 9 months in a row over on YouTube.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Welcome back. Were you able to check out the latest episode of Hell of a Boss? In my opinion, it hurts in a really good way.
Okay, no, I still haven't yet. I've been catching up on some stuff. I'm still trying to finish up Arcane. I think I still have one episode to go. So I usually watch them when I work out, but I've been sick, so I haven't been able to work out in the morning. So I've just been really behind on all that.
I know, chat. We're dropping frames. At this point, though, we've only dropped 3%. So I know it's annoying, but it could be worse. I feel like we can keep powering through. I know we're getting some buffers, but at only 3%, I feel like we can power through a little bit here.
I can hear the wind out here sometimes too. Like it is aggressive, man.
Mm-hmm. Tivio, thank you for the $5 super chat. I need to hear another second opinion. Am I wrong for liking Batman and Robin? It's a guilty pleasure. Sorry, Doug.
Oh, go ahead and like it. No, we do a panel called Movies Everyone Disagrees With You on, and where we talk about how if you like a movie, everybody hates it, you hate a movie, everybody likes it, and you share about it, you can find out more about the person. It's kind of fun to do. And that one always gets brought up. Same thing, guilty pleasure, people, it's just so crazy. I saw it when I was a little kid, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's totally fair. Honestly, if it was like a little 20-minute short, I think I would probably like it fine just for how bonkers it is. But it's the fact that it just keeps going for like something like 2.5 hours. Yeah, no, it's I definitely hear that one a lot.
James, thank you for the $20 super chat. Good Doug Walker, would you be so humble as to divulge upon us mere mortals as to what information we may have as to what thy next review shall be about? If it be necessary, a virgin sacrifice can be arranged to please thee.
It will have a tough Santa in it.
Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you know the difference between a chickpea and a garbanzo bean is that I don't have a garbanzo bean? Oh, Matt, you almost got me to read that whole thing.
I know where that was going.
Yeah. Great. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think is the better main character? Charlie from Has Been Hotel or Blitz from Hell of a Boss?
Again, I start with Hell of a Boss. I'm gonna like Blitz. Blitz is just more of an a-hole. It's a darker, meaner show. I usually like those more. And Charlie's the exact opposite of that. And, she's a fine character, exactly what that show needs and everything. But I like the a-holes.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. What movies do you usually watch over and over again?
A lot of my favorites. I watch Batman 89 a lot. I watch Brazil a lot. What else? I'm doing a lot more TV, especially when I had the brain fog and the crime fatigue really bad. There's some shows I would just marathon. They were real comfort food. Seinfeld became a real comfort food show. Seinfeld and Bluey, bizarrely, I always talk about because they focus on just little things. And I think just in my kind of spacey mind, that was very, very comforting to watch, even though they did in very different ways.
Octical, thank you for the $10 super chat. For Disneycember, Disney owned / produced Power Rangers from 2003 to 2009. Could you look at Power Rangers RPM? It's got a gripping story, well-developed characters, and surprisingly dark tone.
I don't want. I feel like even when it's good, it's still not for me. Now I could be wrong. Maybe I could watch one of these and be like, "Ooh, I'm really getting into this." But I also know it's like a bajillion episodes of them too. So I don't know. I'll try to see if there's one that has like a short season, but I don't know if those exist in Power Rangers. So we'll see.
Tifio, thank you for the $5 super chat. I would like a second opinion. Doug and Heather, how do you separate opinion from criticism?
Oh, I mean, you don't. Why do you have to? I think a lot of times someone could give their criticism, but it could be totally different from another person's criticism. It's Cisco and Ibra what they're about. You saw them getting these crazy arguments and, yell at each other. And that was part of the fun is that it's like, well, it's just opinions. Why is this so getting so angry and stuff like that? But it also shows how passionate they are about it. I think that's what's fun about them is that they're both so professional and unprofessional at the same time. I think that's all part of the fun. So, I don't think there is. So I will say this. Criticism tries to tap into something that more like the mass public would probably agree on or would probably see, or there would definitely be an audience for that would vouch for this is good. This is something that, can help, can be powerful, and so on and so forth. So that's probably like the biggest difference. But in terms of like, well, the criticism is this is right and this is wrong, and opinions, like, it is a lot opinion based, honestly, if that's a sentence I just said.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Thoughts on Ryan Gosling as an actor and on his movie Drive?
Drive, I remember being really good. He's fine as an actor. He's always one of those where I'm like, every time somebody brings him up, I'm like, oh yeah, he's good. But I don't know if I've ever seen the spectacular, performance from, which I'm not even saying there isn't one. It could be I just haven't seen it. But yeah, every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, he gives a good solid performances.
Kale's Tales, thank you for the $10 super chat. And then she smiled. That's what I'm after. The smile in her eyes, the sound of her laughter. These are lyrics from Steven Universe, the movie from Spinell. It like peak musical.
Yes, it was good.
Juliana, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you ever do an NC on Death Becomes Her? I just saw the musical and it reminded me how good the movie is. The musical is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I can't remember if I heard good reviews about it or not, but I really liked the movie. I was shocked to find the movie didn't get good reviews when it came out. I thought it was very, very funny. That's another one I don't know if the audience is there, sadly. I don't know how many people would click on it, but maybe they would. Maybe, I don't think it's gotten like a following or anything. Like, I could say a few things, but a lot of it's just very right there, right in front of you. The only thing I could bring up that I think would be a little different is how against type those three are playing at that time. I mean, now we see them do all sorts of different varieties of roles, but to have Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn be just absolute villainouses. I mean, just absolute brats, divas, and everything. And Bruce Willis to be the geek. That was very different at that time. And I think they all played it very, very well and very funny.
Let's run it back. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thanks for the what you do. I've been watching since That Guy with the Glasses days. You've been a big influence for my channel on nostalgia. Keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, keep watching. We'll keep doing it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. What do you think of James Cromwell in LA Confidential?
I remember him being good. I gotta see the movie again because I think I saw it when I was a little too young. I mean, like, I was a teen, but I had trouble following it. And it won all these awards. Everybody says it's phenomenal and everything. And I'm just like, I think I gotta see this movie again because I don't know, maybe I was drawing, maybe I was focusing on something else, but I had a hard time following it. So I gotta watch it again. But I remember him being good. Everybody was good.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Now that we're in the month of December, I have to ask, what are some of your favorite Christmas movies or specials that you watch every year? For me, it's Tokyo Godfathers, Arthur Christmas, A Charlie Brown Christmas, A Garfield Christmas, A Very Sunny Christmas, and Richard Williams' A Christmas Carol.
Oh, those are great choices. Garvin, the Pee-wee Christmas special, I do. Arthur Christmas, Christmas Vacation, the George C. Scott Christmas Carol, I do. I mean, I just have a lineup of Christmas movies. Grinch, the original, the good one. There's a whole bunch.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. Which show do you like more, The Critic or Duckman?
Probably Duckman. It's hard to say because I really like the show, The Critic, but Duckman just still really, really holds up and really was ahead of its time. I feel, and The Critic was a little bit too, but Duckman especially, because The Critic now you can look at like, oh, there's a bunch of shows that do this, and that's good. Duckman you can look at and say, oh, there's a bunch of shows that do this now, but man, this writing, nobody wrote quite this good back then, and quite this speed, and just the layers of that worked on was just very, very well handled.
Anthony, thank you for the $5 super chat. From the Rankin Bass classic, The Year Without a Santa Claus, which would you side with, Snow Miser or Heat Miser? Also, Merry Christmas.
So, Merry Christmas back to you. Terrible confession. I know those characters. I know those songs. I've never seen that one all the way through.
Oh, you haven't?
I've referenced them so many times. I think for Tony's Hack the Movies on his channel, he did some sort of like parody of, I'm trying to remember what it was, but me and Brad were the Snow Miser and Heat Miser, so we had to get dressed up. Like, Jim did this great job dressing us up, and I'm just like, I have never seen that. So I'm like, basically, just play it as a cop. I'm like, okay, good, because I don't know how these people talk.
Kale's Tales, thank you for the $5 super chat. If I had a nickel for every time Boy Rom wasted money for a political question, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's a weird happened twice.
Is Boy Rom the name of one of
Oh,
the...
Oiram might be.
Boy Rom.
Yeah, sorry. So
I thought Boy Rom was like, is this like a boy rom-com
I thought it was a person
anime
that I just
thing?
processed. Yeah. Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. I recently watched a rom-com parody film called They Came Together and thought it was hilarious. The twist reveal at the end was by far the biggest laugh for me.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Anyone that hasn't seen this movie, so funny. It was on Netflix. Maybe it still is, but have you ever seen this one, Heather?
No.
Oh my God, you and Lucas just gotta sit down. All you couples, you gotta sit down. You gotta watch this movie. It's a parody of rom-coms. It's Amy Poehler, I think Paul Rudd. Just a lot of funny people, and it is just so cleverly done, so funny. Like not enough people know about it. You gotta see it. So great.
AOTV Productions, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Doug, what do you think about the rumors that Marvel legacy actors will return in the next 2 Avengers movies, like Thomas Jane as Punisher and Nick Cage as Ghost Rider?
I guess we'll see. I mean, they already have Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom. I mean, I guess anything's kind of possible. I'm more excited for doing something different, though. I want to bring in some new blood.
Will, thank you for the 5-month membership over on YouTube. Welcome back. Appreciate that. So, Doug, I have to know, which Home Improvement alumni Christmas movie can you tolerate more and why? Tim Allen in Christmas with the Cranks or Jonathan Taylor Thomas in I'll Be Home for Christmas?
Oh, man. Don't make me choose. Maybe just for how fascinatingly bad it is, maybe Christmas with the Cranks, which means it's worse. But I think I would rather watch that because I don't remember too much about the Jonathan Taylor Thomas one. But I do remember Christmas with the Cranks and how horrendously, uniquely awful it is.
FBL, thank you for the 500 bits. Okay, Doug and Heather, real talk. What is Tommy Wiseau like in person? I know you've met him, so dish girl.
You know, you say that, but I haven't met him in person.
Yeah, neither have I.
We've talked a couple times, but on interviews, and honestly, what you see, like I did an interview years ago with him, and that's pretty much all the talking I've ever had. Oh, let me put it this way: we got emails from Johnny from TheRoomMovie.com, which of course isn't him, but I don't know if that counts.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. You know why Home Alone 3 didn't work? Because it was a movie after Christmas time.
I think there's other reasons.
Tay Coolote, thank you for the 1,000 bits. My brother and I are big fans. Thanks for providing us fun and laughter for years.
Oh, thank you for watching for so long. Thank you for the kind words, too.
Tifio, thank you for the $10 super chat. Are you familiar with Sean Chandler? I only discovered him recently, and I think he could be my new favorite movie reviewer. This means you got competition.
Sean Chandler?
Chandler, Chandler.
There he is. Boy, he's not ringing a bell. But I'll try to check him out.
James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, would you please be able to explain the Jack and Jill joke of Pacino saying Marlon Brando raced pigeons? I don't understand it.
Boy, I have to go back to it. I think I tried to just repress so much of that movie. I'm just forgetting how it worked. Marlon Brando. I kind of remember hearing it or saying it, but I don't remember the context. I gotta look back and watch it again. I'm so sorry. I've done a lot of videos. I'm so sorry.
We might have to pick it up just a little bit.
Gotcha.
We are an hour behind still. Dave, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey, Heather and Doug. Hope you're both well. Just curious, is there a perfect movie with Jim Carrey in it, in your opinion?
Man, what's a perfect movie? That's right. I do really like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That might be like the closest. Truman Show is pretty damn good too. I guess a toss up between those two.
Jace, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi, Heather. Last week you said your favorite family Christmas film is Muppet Christmas Carol because it makes you feel warm and fuzzy. Don't you think you should have said warm and fuzzy? Merry Christmas, guys. You got me on that one. Invader Zim, thank you for the 500 bits. After seeing Arcane, I'm starting to like Haley Steinfeld better as a voice actor. Who do you think is better voice actor than actor? Another is Michael Cera for me.
Oh, who
They're a
actually
better
does better
voice
job voicing.
actor. Mhm.
Oh, why am I blanking on her name? Dakota Fanning. Actually, I think is a very good voice actress. And that's always one of those things where I always kind of say, like, I don't blame her, because it's not like she's bad in these movies, but it's very movie acting. It's very, get the big, again, sort of that Jim Carrey and the Majestic had to get the big eyes going instead of the big wall. It doesn't feel very real, where in voice acting, that's kind of perfect there. If anything, it kind of feels a little bit more real when you exaggerate just a ton, like not much, just a hint. And yeah, I thought she brought a lot of personality to like Coraline or the kids from or one of the kids from Neighbor Totoro. And I feel like I've seen her in other stuff too, like she's voice acting other stuff. And yeah, no, I think she's pretty good.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Doug, if you could eat the big cookie from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, would you?
I will. I have plans this Christmas.
Miss Taj, thank you for the €6 super chat. I've watched you since I was a kid, love your videos, but especially appreciate your recognition of Bob the Goon. He's my favorite Batman character.
That was the first action figure I ever saw from Batman 89, and I remember seeing it at the toys. I haven't seen the movie yet, and I'm just like, boy, I know there's a guy named Bob in this movie. I'm gonna be on the lookout for Bob. Bob's gonna be amazing because this movie's gonna be amazing, and Bob didn't disappoint. He was amazing.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Little Shop of Horrors, which villain song do you like more? Green Mean Mother from Outer Space or Dentist?
Dentist. I love the Dentist song. That is so much fun.
The Wizard of What, thank you for the $5 super chat. Did you know that Disney's Snow White enters the public domain in 2032? That means anyone can remake it then and show the mouse how it's done.
Well, I mean, you say anyone can remake it, but it's a fairy tale. You can remake it right now. But in terms of like sneezy, dopey, grumpy, all that, yes, that is true.
Trailers, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, would you ever review the movie Brain Scan from 1994?
That might be the movie I was thinking of when you said Reality Bites. Let me see. If that's one thing in a Brain Scan. This is the movie I was thinking of. Okay. I've never seen it. It's another one of those where it's like I should check it out because I was always a little curious about it. But I don't know if the audience is there. We still gotta stay relevant in the algorithm and all that too. I'll try and check it out. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll see it and be like, oh, I got it. I don't care if it gets no views. I got to do it, kind of thing. So I'll try to watch it.
Tyler, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, it's the Robin from Cleveland Gaming Classic. I love the live musical reviews and was wondering if you'd ever review the Grinch that they did.
I never did see the Grinch. We talked about maybe doing like the Peter Pan they did with Christopher Walken, like that might be fun. But the one problem is that did get a lot of copyright claims. They're very, very tight on all that. And again, that's also music. So that's TV, a live performance, and music. That's three things they really, really are tight on in terms of copyright claims. And we always fight them, but then you're not getting money. That kills in the algorithm. Sometimes you can't watch it at all. You have to make a million re-edits. So probably not, but I might just see it just to see it because I'm assuming it's bad.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. And Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the Cheerios scene always got me because even though it was a bowl of Cheerios Nick was swimming in, it clearly was a pool that they shot with white dye color.
Yeah, no, those effects are still really, really impressive.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hello, the very awesome Doug and Heather. With Nosferatu getting rave reviews, what is your favorite Robert Eggers film? Mine will be Lighthouse.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I didn't know it was getting good reviews. I have to look his stuff up. I know he's the guy that did like Vivitch and all that. Let's see. Is it Robert or Roger?
Robert.
Robert Eggers. There he is. I did really like The Lighthouse quite a bit, but I should see.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he hasn't directed a ton, just 7. Oh, I never saw The Northman. That's supposed to be bonkers fun. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of it. The Witch, Lighthouse, Northman, and Nosferatu. So not a ton to choose from, but I guess I'll say The Lighthouse.
Movie Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, who do you think is funnier, Rick Moranis as Wayne or Matt
Brewer.
as the neighbor?
Um, Probably Rick Moranis, but they're both pretty funny.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $10 super chat. In your Scared Silly review, you didn't mention Sunday's voice was D. Bradley Baker. Many voice credits, but best comparison, Squilliam Squid's rival from SB. He also does that Perry Platypus chatter.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's so funny because I do know him so much more as like the sound effects guy, but I do know he does like legit voices, like reads sentences and stuff. Like he's also really, really good at that. Yeah, I probably should have mentioned him.
Drake, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hey Doug, big fan. Heard you lost the original critic hat when you threw it up in the air at a fan event. Is that true?
That's true. Yeah, the very first original hat got lost. Whoever got it. And yeah, the others we usually auctioned off afterwards. We haven't done that in a while. We could probably do like a charity auction or something. But yeah, the very first original hat. Yep, it's whoever took that the Harry Potter event, or maybe it got thrown out. Who knows?
Dolphin, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you like the Impractical Jokers? They're a guilty pleasure for me. Whether or not you do, will you be reviewing the Impractical Jokers movie?
I've never seen them. I mean, I hear they're fun. I've never seen the movie. I try to stay away from YouTuber films and shows and stuff like that. Just because if I don't like it, I don't want to I never hear somebody say, what's great about YouTubers? They're always so helpful and supportive, and they never backstab each other. They never say anything bad about the other. And it's like there's too much of that. So I'm not saying you can't. I mean, we're fair game, like anyone is, but it's just something I don't like to do. So yeah, I usually try to stay away from that.
Leprechaun Farmer, thank you for the $10 super chat. Honk if you're incredibly sick of characters who are newly public domain immediately being turned into slasher films. Did you see that Popeye is the latest victim?
Yeah, I did see that's the newest one. I mean, somebody out there watches. I mean, I think they're just made now, so Brad Jones has something to review. That's my thought.
Love that theory. The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. I died laughing in the commercial special at "It hurts, please stop. Does mommy take you to a therapist? Why was I designed with nerve endings?"
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do.
Samuel, thank you for the $2 super chat. Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. I didn't love Wicked. It was okay, got better in the last hour, but the first half was kind of boring. Felt like HP met Dr. Dolittle and made a musical.
Brad was kind of saying the same thing. He hadn't seen the original musical, so I don't know if that played a part or not. I was surprised how much I was following it and not getting bored until I got to the scene with the lion cub and the song after that. That's the scene where I was finally starting to get a little antsy. But yeah, but that's also kind of where after that scene things really turn on again and get interesting. So yeah, I'm not shocked if somebody doesn't love the movie. I can't say I loved it, but I did enjoy it a great deal.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Jungle Book, what's your favorite song or scenery in the movie? Mine is when Baloo and Mowgli and swimming, and also the tree in the second Ka encounter.
I love the ending. It's completely different from the book, but I thought that was such a funny way of doing it. And that song, it's funny that the water song is like it has this haunting melody. It's kind of too good. It's one of those things where I'm like, this needs to be more than just like a girl talking about getting water from the pond or whatever. Like this needs to be like about a ghost haunting an area. She has memories that like the melody is that good. But I like it too because they don't really need. She's technically singing, but it can't be anything, and it's all visual storytelling. I love that's what gets him to the man village. I love it's just something he can't quite explain. He just knows. I like that. I think I'm gonna go over there. I thought that was very. It was very funny and very charming too.
Sethid, thank you for the $1 super chat. Captain Wolf, thank you for the $10 super chat. Quick question: have you ever seen Transformers 1?
I just did literally last night.
Yay!
A lot of people are asking me to watch it, and yeah, it was very good. I really did. It's the first Transformers movie I probably give more than 3 stars to. Yeah, I was very impressed with how well done it was.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Maid Marian and Robin Hood started the furry trend.
You sure?
I don't know
I feel
about
like
that.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's been characters like that around for a while. Hey, even the old Fleischer cartoons. I mean, before there were ratings and stuff like that, they kind of sexied them up quite a bit. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right.
ADHD 95, thank you for the $5 super chat. Digimon was part of Disney for a short bit as it was shown on Jetix. It's a mature anime talking about death, depression, genocide, and race wars.
Maybe. Well, I was gonna say maybe there's an idea there about reviewing. I mean, it'd be a very loose connection, but doing like animes that played on like JetX or Disney XD, all that, just to give me an excuse to watch them. But again, there's so many episodes. That's the thing. It'd be really tough to get them in there. But maybe I can find the ones that have fewer episodes. They must be out there.
Majestic Demon, thank you for the 500 bits. No spoilers, obviously, but what did you think when a certain familiar actress appeared in Wicked? I've never seen the Broadway, but I smiled when I saw her.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. And again, Disha, we're talking about this a little bit about live acting versus pre-recorded singing, I should say. And if that is all live, then man, wow, they still got it, man.
Maryland Wolves, thank you for the $10 super chat. What would be your ideal crack ship? AKA two characters romancing each other that have no connection whatsoever, but they would make a cute couple. An ideal pair for me would be Fem, Shep, and Samus.
Man, I mean, like from any genre type of thing? Is that the idea?
They have no connection whatsoever. And you're still writing that fanfic.
I got, because when I'm trying to think, I just look up on the, like, I don't know, just look at what characters, I have on the wall and stuff like that. And I'm like, here's one, Rogue and Elsa. They can't touch each other. So how would they, and they both know what it's like to not be touched and to be like distant and stuff like that. But they're both, they can be very optimistic, be upbeat. They both have these superpowers and stuff like that. Like that could be kind of interesting.
So if you see that pop up on the internet, everyone know that Doug has written not fanscription, that fan fiction.
It's probably already out there. Somebody else must have thought that already.
Sethid, thank you for the $2 super chat. Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Paddington 2, what do you think of the plot line of Paddington in jail?
Oh, it's funny. It's fine because I usually don't get into those stories. They usually feel very forced. I mean, both those stories, when you think about them, are kind of forced stories, but they know that and they have fun with it. And I think they did the same thing there. I remember seeing the preview and just being like, "Oh, is this gonna work?" But I thought that with the first movie too, and when it played out, it was very, very funny.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I'm not sure if I know what you're trying to say in this one as well, but we'll give it our best shot. What's your favorite scene in Night of the Meusam? Meusame? Oh, are you saying Night at the Museum?
Oh.
Is that what it is? I don't know. It's spelled Meusame, so I thought it was an anime for a second. I was like, Meusame?
I feel like it's got to be Night at the Museum.
Oh, I think it's Night at the Museum.
Probably, again, the scene I thought I was going to hate, but I actually really liked, Dick Van Dyke is the bad guy at the end. I thought that was really bad, because he still has that excitable smile and just like, oh no, you're going down kind of thing. Like that was all really funny.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Have you seen the Steve Martin film Bringing Down the House? In my opinion, it's a big example, of how bad taste can backfire. The humor is way more off-putting than clever.
When that movie came out, I never saw it, but I heard a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, that was pretty funny," and other people say that was awful. Like people didn't like it, really didn't like it. I feel like I'm probably gonna side with them, but I could be wrong.
Jeremy, thank you for the $10 super chat. Whether it's one that you have done or still have yet to do, approximately what's the longest you've had to keep putting off a planned review?
I don't do them much because when I do, they usually backfire. Like the Let's Play of Bart's Nightmare. I think I did like year one, but then like it didn't record. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it later. And then like a couple years pass, I did again, and then like the sound didn't record. I'll do it later, whatever. I think it was like year 4 I finally did, and I didn't keep up with how Let's Plays worked and everything. And I was just like, I don't know. Hopefully this will work. I don't know. And I put it up, and people are like, this does not work. And I'm like, you're right.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. If a PlayStation Portal 2 comes out, one of my big wishes would be that it has internal storage to take games with you on vacation.
Um,
Ooh.
I don't even know what a Portal 2 is. I know the game Portal 2, but that's about it.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, would you ever do an NC on the film Buddy from 1997?
Uh, no, again, I don't think the crowd is there, the audience, but I did hear it was pretty bad.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Paddington movies, who was your favorite member of the Brown family?
I think Mr. Brown, his acting is just so good. Again, just the way he casually drops the word bear, just so nonchalant, is just hilarious.
Strider for Life, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Not yet. I'm still catching up on a lot. Like I said, I got to finish Arcane. I do want to finish what's it called? Agatha All Along as well. So I'll get to. I'm actually hearing good things. Surprisingly, talk about the one that just looked like the biggest nothing to me, but it's getting okay reviews and people are saying it's decent. So yeah, and now I'm kind of interested in checking it out.
Shouting Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Last week I watched Wicked and I thought it was the best Disney live action remake. JK, I know it's not a Disney remake, but seriously, I liked it and I think this director would be a great choice to help one of those remakes.
Yeah, boy, isn't that what that really is what they're trying to do, isn't it? I mean, you could argue even with Frozen and all that, like they were always trying to capitalize on the Wicked success, but I think with like Maleficent and like, haha, we're gonna change what you think, how you think you know the story and everything, but they don't get how to make it interesting. So yeah, I agree. Well, he's doing Lilo and Stitch, isn't he? So yeah, maybe he can. He is gonna help. What am I talking about? He's totally gonna help because he's doing one right now. Isn't he doing the live action Lilo and Stitch?
I have no idea.
I think he is.
Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Heather, buy, rent, skip. Muppet Christmas Carol, It's a Wonderful Life, Home Alone. Okay, purely for my own taste and nostalgia, I'm gonna buy Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm gonna rent Home Alone and I'm gonna skip It's a Wonderful Life. I'm sorry.
I'd be the exact flip of that.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Madagascar movies, who do you think is funnier, King Julian or the penguins?
The penguins are pretty funny. I wish I could say they're not, like, because they were all over the place for a while, but I'm like, they're pretty funny.
Girth the Cinephile, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm currently going through Kubrick's filmography. Just watched his first 3 films the first time. The Killing was an awesome noir. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, it's hard for me to dislike a Kubrick movie. The closest is probably the one that's people always say it's a half Kubrick movie with Spartacus. It's usually not in the collections because he was just brought in last minute, and it definitely shows. But it's still an impressive movie. It's just again doesn't have Kubrick's style all over it, but you can still tell in parts.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Heather, did you have a crush on Shishomaru? I did. I thought I said that, but I did, yes. Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you seen the TV show Titus? The redhead bully from A Christmas Story is hilarious in it.
Oh, I forgot he was in that show. Yeah, it's how do I put it? It's hard to say it entirely. Like a lot of guys' stuff, it's hard to say it entirely works, but I do like it, and I have a soft spot for him. I don't know what it is. There's something really likable about him, and I like his attempts to balance comedy and drama, though they do flip-flop pretty harshly and they don't always work, but the attempt is there, and you can tell he really means it, and some of the times it does work, and there is a lot of really funny stuff to him. Man, when that humor goes dark, it's great.
Chat would like you to know that John N. Chu is not directing Lilo and Stitch.
Oh!
Dean Fleischer Camp, the director of Marcel the Shell with Shoes on, is directing it.
Oh, that's also a good director. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I so thought he was doing that movie. Okay.
Thank
you for clearing that up.
Is telling me.
Okay.
AOTV Productions, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hey, Doug, you live in Chicago. Are you familiar with or ever met CM Punk?
No. Sorry.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In the Madagascar movies, how would you rank the 4 main characters? Alex, Marty, Melman, and Gloria.
I can't remember. Okay, Gloria's the hippo. I know that because that's a lady name. The other names I don't remember. But the Chris Rock one I probably like the most. Then Ben Stiller, then the hippo, then the giraffe.
Christian, thank you for the $5 super chat. Have you two listened to the fan-made Disney villain princess songs by YouTuber Lydia the Bard? Haven't listened to all of them, but some of them are good. I haven't.
I've heard one or two. I don't know if I've heard those specifically, but I've heard her do other like Disney songs and stuff like that. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
BW Rosas, thank you for the $5 super chat. Hi, Doug. So I resaw your review on Muppets Christmas Carol. Whose idea was it for the Wilkins twist at the end? Also, OG thoughts on duck pimples.
I don't think. Boy, what duck pimples? What is that? That kind of sounds familiar. Hold on, duck pimples. Fun thing to having. Oh, that's right. Okay, the Donald Duck one. Yeah, I did Dark Tunes on that. I love it. I love that cartoon. And then what's the first part?
Muppets Christmas Carol, whose idea was it for the Wilkins twist?
Oh, just me. I think like we just did that. It blew up, and I was just like, yeah, okay, this makes sense to end it this way.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 500 bits. What are your thoughts on Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman movie Practical Magic?
I never saw it. I hear it's okay.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Why did they have Poison Ivy fall for Mr. Freeze? Ugh.
Does she? I guess kinda. I don't know. Again, that's not the biggest problem with that movie.
BW Rosas, thank you for the $5 super chat. Doug, what are your OG thoughts on Donald Duck's duck pimples scene of the lady going under the guy's trench coat and doing what she did while under it?
I mean, it's what I like about that cartoon is that it does play with space so much. I love the guy that takes the hat off and there's just a stack of cards there, even though it could fit over there. Again, that's stuff that only animation can do, and they really worked fun with that. Again, the backgrounds dissolving in there is so cool. Just watch my Dark Tunes. I talk about all of it.
Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm a little leery. I'm walking into a trap, but I can't figure out what the trap is. Have you ever seen Bofa?
No.
Okay. Will, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah, sorry. Honest thoughts on the Battle of the Bastards episode from Game of Thrones.
I liked it. I don't think as much as everyone else. I mean, it was very impressively done. I think we talked a little bit about spoilers. There's something about it looks like they're gonna lose, and then somebody turns the corner and saves the day. Like, it's just been done one too many times. I think, especially in Game of Thrones, that's not what you want to see. You do want that realism there. But I remember the piling on there near the end. That really felt like claustrophobic. You really felt like you were in there.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. You want a strange season of Power Rangers? Watch Ninja Storm. Their mentor was a hamster. Sorry, what? Mentor was a hamster.
Their mentor was a hamster. I'm sure they talk like that too, just because they always sound weird in those shows.
Treg, thank you for the 500 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Since we are in Disneycember, I have to ask, what are your favorite movie specials to watch this time of year? For me, it's Tokyo Godfathers, Arthur Christmas, and Richard Williams' A Christmas Carol. Oh, I think that was a repeat.
Before, yeah.
Yeah. Warren, thank you for the $5 super chat. I got really excited to see your David Howard Thornton picture. Any slim chance he might make you interact with art in the future?
I mean, we took a picture together, which was kind of cool because he stayed in character. He cut us to the front of the line. It was a massive line, which was really cool. But it was, cool because, he's like, just staying in character and quiet. We're hugging and stuff like that. We do the picture. Oh, man, it's so cool. And he's just, and all that. And then it was so funny. I was just like, yeah, I'm like, I'll text you, whatever. He's just like, yeah, we'll talk. And it was just the weirdest thing just to see Art the Clown suddenly just say, yeah, we'll talk.
Cuber, thank you for the $10 super chat. Have you ever checked out the original Japanese version of the first Pokemon movie? The moral is different, and the deleted opening expands on Mewtwo's heartbreaking backstory.
I do know it's different. Like the plot they did where fighting is bad, they didn't do that. Which I guess is better, but no, I haven't seen the Japanese version. If I review it for Miramax, maybe I will.
Ted, thank you for the $10 super chat. Thoughts on the House on Haunted Hill remake? It scared the heck out of me when it came out and I was 15. I may or may not have also been chilling with Lucy at the time, but I love that flick.
The House on Haunted Hill?
Yeah, House on Haunted Hill remake.
Are we talking about the series, the miniseries?
I have no idea.
Wait, no, I'm thinking Haunted Hill House. Never mind. No, I never saw the remake. I saw the original.
Chris, thank you for the $5 super chat. Who's your favorite of both Riley's original and new emotions? Mine are anger and ennui, respectively. Ennui being my overall favorite.
And probably anxiety. I mean, that's the star of the show.
Jonas, thank you for the 100 NOK through Super Chat. It would be an honor to make an orchestral remix of the intro to one of your future NC videos. Love your content.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good luck if you try it.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And the critic, what do you think of Jay's boss, Duke?
Oh, he's great. Yeah, sort of that Ted Turner parody. Yeah, very, very funny.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you guys think of the score / soundtrack to Home Alone? So one of my favorite Christmas music in general.
Oh yeah, I really like it. I love hearing what was it? The one I have like a little collection of like Christmas music that's not played on the radio, and him setting up the traps is just the coolest music to me. I love that music.
Retro Schmo, thank you for the $10 super chat. I never thought Diet Coke was that good. These 90s commercials make it taste better. Also, I could watch the little boy in the Special Feelings puppy commercial over and over. That hurt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing. So Coke's clearly better than Pepsi, but Diet Pepsi I think is better than Diet Coke.
Sean, thank you for the $5 super chat. Would you show Tamara and Heather Ernest Saves Christmas, if anything, to see the best Santa and the greatness that is Jimmy Varney? Know who it mean?
Oh, know what I mean.
Okay.
That's supposed to be. And did we show that one? I guess maybe
I
we
haven't
didn't.
seen it.
It does have the best Santa. It's the guy who voiced the Sultan in Aladdin. Imagine
Nice.
that as Santa Claus. It's pretty great.
Jacob, thank you for the $10 super chat. Could you review Dragon Ball Evolution, the live action anime movie with cheap fight scenes, poor acting, and low budget CGI? Akira Toriyama signed off on it, and James Wong from X-Files directed it.
Sure. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, I just traveled back in time. It's there. Look it up.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I think you should give Superman and Lois a watch now that it's over, though some of the stories are really weird.
Yeah, I guess I've been hearing it's pretty good. I remember seeing ads for it when it was first coming out, and then I never heard about it until it started ending, and everybody was saying it was apparently really, really good. So I'll try to check it out at some point.
Retro Schmo, thank you for the $5 super chat. When you first saw Jurassic Park, were you surprised or disappointed by how little the T-Rex was in it?
I thought the T-Rex was in a lot. Honestly, no, the T-Rex was the star of the show when we saw it.
Adriana, thank you for the $10 super chat. If you think Disney sequels were bad, you should check out Charlotte's Web 2, Wilbur's Great Adventure. As someone who loves the animated original, it's one of the worst sequels ever made.
It's funny. I was thinking like a sequel to the live action one. I'm like, no, I know you're talking about the animated one. I've never seen it. It does look bad.
Lucas, thank you for the $5 super chat. I want to say thank you for all the joy you have given me all these years. My favorite review is The Wizard for obvious reasons. That joke killed me.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for watching for so long.
Lucas, thank you for the $5 super chat. By the way, have you watched Kevin Clash's Being Elmo and or Carol Spinney's R.I.P. I Am Big Bird? If not, you should. They are both really heartwarming docs.
Yeah, I saw the Elmo one. I remember the thing I remember most is he's showing people how to puppeteer, and he's just showing how a Muppet just sort of stays there, just like waiting for something to happen. And you could just, without the Muppet on there, and you could just see all the muscles in his hand, like all doing a million different things, which is like, whoa, it was really cool to see.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. In Transformers 1, who do you think gave the better performance, Chris Hemsworth or David Tree Henry? Tyree, sorry.
Yeah, probably Henry. They're both very good. But yeah, so much of that movie I think is made on the acting. The writing's fine, but they really make some of those lines that would read okay just suddenly really pop.
On a Joker, thank you for the 500 bits. Who's the sexiest? Jessica Rabbit, Lola Bunny, or the British Cadbury Bunny?
Well, I see, because they're all rabbits, huh? Call me crazy, but I'll go for the human, Jessica.
The Ultimate Frozen Fan, thank you for the $5 super chat. Last one, any plans for NCs on Monty Python movies? Holy Grail, Life of Brian, or something different? I'd name more, but those are the only 3 that I've seen.
Oh, I think it's the only ones that are out there. Oh, I guess I did do Meaning of Life. That's true. Life of Brian would be pretty interesting because I think there's a lot you could talk about, but it'd probably get me in trouble because you have to talk about religion at some point.
Movie Mike, thank you for the 500 bits. And Transformers 1, what do you think of Sentinel Prime?
He's good. He's a guy. I caught on to what was happening pretty early. Again, the script's not the most surprising, but again, it was handled really well.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Still wish you could do TV dramas for a review because The Good Doctor was about an autistic person being a doctor and it was produced by Disney.
Yeah, but then I'd have to watch The Good Doctor. My wife started watching that a little bit. She was like, I don't know, just let me watch my garbage, kind of thing. And at some point, I think she did kind of feel dirty watching it. She's like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel right watching this.
Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. Regarding the Cadbury mascot, one of my favorite commercial special quotes is whether it's a cute bunny who likes to cluck or a cute bunny who likes to happy snowman.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
Jeremy, thank you for becoming a member for 3 months in a row. Welcome back. Appreciate that over on YouTube. I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. Then you're doomed. Oh, two very different reactions.
R.I.P. Jim Abrams.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. The Portal was a remote playing device to connect your PS5 remotely to play games outside of your PS5. They just added cloud gaming, but they should add internal storage to the next version to play games offline so you don't have to take your PS5 with you.
Neat. Okay, it's cool to know.
God of Chaos, thank you for the $50 super chat. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you. I've loved Avatar Last Airbender since I was a kid. I always thought Ozai calling himself Phoenix King is kind of dumb sounding. If he's going to rule the world as an empire, or emperor, wouldn't a title of Dragon Emperor work better? Thoughts?
Yeah, but I think for them and their, kind of their backstory and everything, I think that's the idea. Like they're rising from the ashes. They're, taking back what they feel should be theirs and everything. So I think it makes sense enough.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. Watch the Robot Chicken Mike Myers versus Kevin video. It will make you laugh.
All right. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. And The Wizard, what's your favorite game they tease in the movie?
Well, I guess they didn't tease me. It's just Mario 3, I think. Well, yeah, either way, Mario 3.
Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. How would you rank these 3 modern portrayals of the Wicked Witch of the West? Wicked, Once Upon a Time, and Oz the Great and Powerful.
I never saw Once Upon a Time. I did see Oz Great and Powerful. Wicked.
Mr. Hill, thank you for the $5 super chat. Can you one day do a top 11 Looney Tunes?
Maybe. There might be a crowd for that. Yeah, I've had on the list for a while. I might do that.
And holy cow, we did it. Oh my gosh. Oh, maybe not. JL, thank you for the 500 bits. In The Wizard, they teased Zelda 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the game.
It was already out by that point. At least I remember it already being out.
I'm going to go back to some of these super chats here. Sethad, thank you for the $2 super chat. Will you review Hardcore Henry?
I've never seen it. I've heard mixed things, but I do want to see it just based on the concept alone.
Samuel, thank you for the $2 super chat. What review do you disagree with now?
There's some I like to go back and do a little differently. I like to do the Venom review a little differently. I like to do the Rango review a little differently. The Wall I like to make a little bit more obvious what I was trying to say. Yeah, I like to go back and do some of the earlier ones too to expand on like the comedy because I was more of a character back then, like during Street Fighter and like the Ninja Turtles movies and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind redoing those at some point.
Void Arts, thank you for the $3 super chat. Thoughts on Doctor Who?
I've only seen an episode or two. I saw the Weeping Angels and I saw the Van Gogh episode. Both I loved. I feel like I would like this show. It's just finding the time to watch it.
Tifio, thank you for the $2 super chat. What are some bad movies with good trailers?
Did I do a video on that? Maybe I didn't.
Suicide
X-Men
Squad.
Origins. Yeah, Suicide X-Men Origins has a really good trailer. I guess people like Pirates 3 now, but yeah, that was a really, really good trailer.
Tifio, thank you for the $2 super chat. What are your limits with horror movies?
My limits? I don't know, because I'm not really squeamish. I'm somebody that is like, bring whatever you got, because I am one of those where I don't really get scared that easy in movies, and I know the effects and everything. So, okay. If it's actually happening, if they actually hurt whatever, an animal or something like that, then yeah, that it's hard for me to watch.
Void, thank you for the $3 super chat. You guys plan to review the 1996 Doctor Who movie?
I barely seen original Doctor Who.
JL, thank you for the 500 bits. I meant by tease by the sounds of the game they were playing because they could not show you the game sometimes.
Like they were making the movie and they didn't have the game done yet. Like maybe it didn't come out yet. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. I actually didn't know that. Yeah, because I was gonna say I feel like they show a little bit of Ninja Turtles, but maybe they went back and got that shot later. Because you're right, it is mostly them just going like this. Oh, this happened. This happened.
Matt Norton, thank you for the $2 super chat. Do either of you own any Funko Pops?
People used to get them for me a lot as gifts, and I was always like, "Thank you so much" and everything. And I'm just like, I have no interest in these. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only ones I have been gifts, and actually, ironically, have only been gifts from fans of Channel Awesome of like characters that I've played in reviews. So
Yeah.
I love them just because they were a nice gift from a wonderful person
Yeah.
who saw it and thought of me.
Yeah, somebody liked me as Zod, so they gave me a Zod Funko Pop. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this.
All right, cool. Whew, it is 8:01.
Alrighty.
We're going to wrap things up here. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. I feel like it was a little bit of a rough one, but we got through it. Thanks for dealing with some of those.
Man.
I know. Thank you so much for your patience with dealing with some of those drops. There's really nothing I could have done besides just like stop everything, restart the computer. And honestly, by that time, it would not have been worth it. So thank you for your patience in dealing with that. Thank you for your patience in dealing with me botching a bad joke. No.
Welcome to my world.
Hey. We do have content over on Twitch 5 days a week. So if you haven't already followed us over there, twitch.tv/channel awesome, please do that. Doug will be back on Friday on both Twitch and YouTube playing more of Sonic X Shadow Generations. I think you might be getting to some of the end of the Sonic story, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, that's right. And we got and then there's Shadow to play. Very exciting.
Yeah, you'll be starting the Shadow side soon. So come hang out with us. Have a great day, everyone. Over on the Twitch side, we are going to go raid Tamara Chambers. But yeah, have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you all later. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.